So now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and use a concealer. I'm going to use a fluffy brush when I do this, just because concealer is the answer to all of your problems. Concealer will cover up any blemish, and I want to brighten up the center of her face. So I'm going to apply this, and I'm using a stippling motion, meaning I'm tapping, because I want to brighten this under eye area and actually add coverage. Now, because she didn't need a whole lot of coverage on her face, like her cheeks and stuff with the foundation, notice that I was sweeping. But by stippling, this is going to build that coverage. And I'm just going to layer it like so.
And I'm noticing you're using a lot of technical terms as you apply.
Yep. So just tapping. So versus before, I was sweeping the foundation with this, because I want to keep that coverage, meaning more product. I want it to layer up nicely to actually cover certain areas. So just to brighten underneath her eye, and I'm sweeping to blend it into that foundation. Can you see the difference between the two?
Can, yes.
So same thing here. Wherever you apply the brush or the product first is where the bulk of the coverage is going to be. So because I want to keep her brighter in the center of the face, I'm starting closer towards the nose underneath the eye. I wouldn't start back here, because then it's going to draw attention and brightness out here, which I don't necessarily want. Perfect. I'm just going to sweep right in here. And I like to put a little bit of that on the sides of the nose as well, just because we naturally cast a shadow there. And typically women of color, we are typically brighter in the center of our face naturally anyways. And what foundation does is, foundation is going to give you a blank canvas. It's going to make you all one color, but we're all not the same color, or not one color all over. We have multiple, it might be light in this side, dark on this side. We might have a little discoloration around the mouth. And so what I'm doing, even though I'm adding product, I want to make sure that I'm bringing back her natural features by brightening the center of her face again. How's that look?
Looks great.
I'm just going to add a little bit more foundation just to make sure everything is blended.
It's almost like you
comment on the video to say what it looked like to you.
What, Cal?
I was saying to people watching to comment on the video to see what it looked like to you.
Yeah.
It looks like you're making her younger, and not that Auntie didn't look great anyway.
Yeah, you can tell. She'll be 57 in 2 weeks.
Yeah, she looks great. It brought out
fabulous.
It brought out her nose, what you just did, and it's almost like you put something on her under her eyes to tighten her skin up.
Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, perfect. Okay, so now that I've done that, anytime you use a liquid or a cream product, you always want to go back in and set it with a powder. Because her skin is primarily more dry, I'm going to use a mineral powder, because I don't want to use a powder that is going to make her look cakey, right? But I always say that your powders are going to be your insurance policy for your foundation, so it'll last all day. So I'm just going to take a little bit of a mineral powder. And this one is a little bit lighter than her skin tone, but with this powder, it only has 10% color. So it's really just going to lock the product in. It's not going to create additional texture or color to her skin. So I'm just going to sweep this. I'm stippling in the areas that I want that coverage to stay. And then I'm sweeping everywhere else. Perfect.